We be shuffling.
Opportunity Kitchen, employment services, training, life skills, shuffling with purpose. CI Federal Building Empowerment Place, social enterprise, resources, shuffling with grace. CI Community Center, life enrichment and connection, education, recreation, shuffling all directions. It's the CI Shuffle. It's what we do. We be hustling. We be shuffling. We are Columbia Industries, y'all. What do you do when you got clients to serve? We be hustling. We be shuffling. That's right. It's the CI Shuffle, y'all. We be shuffling. We be shuffling. Hey, Round Table Pizza. What's with the hustle?
We have clients to serve. It's the CI Shuffle.
Hey, CI Express.
That's us, we confess.
Deliveries must take muscle.
Ain't no sweat, we simply shuffle.
What up, Paradise?
We ain't making puddles.
Is that water industry humor?
Nah, it's the CI Shuffle.
Hey there, Shred.
Back at you, boss.
Is shredding a struggle?
Not a worry. We've got the shuffle.
Well, friends, we're 240 team members operating 5 different businesses, including 4 for-profit business services that help fund 5 non-profit mission services which support and empower hundreds of clients annually to achieve personal success and community engagement. Together with many of our partners and supporters like you, we are building one amazing community for all of us to enjoy. We are Columbia Industries. Partner with us. Experience the CI Shuffle.
Good morning, Tri-Cities. It's Friday, April 14th at 9 o'clock, so it's time for Coffee with Karl. I'm Karl Dye from Tridec, and we are so excited to be bringing back Coffee with Karl. We've taken a break, but our special guest today is Michael Novakovich and the team from Columbia Industries. So, Michael, good morning.
Good morning, Karl. Excited to be here. Good to see your face.
Well, good to see your face too, and you and your entire team's face in the CI Shuffle. Like, what a cool, I mean, Michael, obviously, long-standing guest on Coffee with Karl, good friend of the whatever you call this thing that we do, and everywhere that you go, there, the music videos always kind of follow you. So, just another great production from Michael and the team. That was awesome.
Oh, well, thank you. We're looking forward to now, you're a board member, so we're going to have to include you in whatever this next musical endeavor and count on it.
Well, the bar's been set pretty high. I may have to practice my shuffling or I did wonder if, like, during this, hour that we have together, could you add that voice effect that you used in the video? Like that, I think that'd be a good place to start.
I'll see what I can dial up. Yes.
Okay. Well, also joining us from Columbia Industries, we are excited to welcome Judy Campbell. Judy, good morning. Oh, yep, you're on mute.
Good morning.
There you go. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
I think I saw you in the video. Nice work. Look good.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun. It really was. Yeah, we
That's
have
awesome.
never done anything like that before. So, of course, Michael brings new things to Columbia Industries and makes it fun.
That's exactly right. It looked really good. Kaylee Baer, the Divisional Programs Manager. Good morning, Kaylee.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
We're also joined by Amy Robinson, that's in charge of the Columbia Industries Community Center Manager. Good morning, Amy.
Good morning.
And I think we're also joined by George. Good morning, George.
Good morning. How you doing today?
Good. Good to see you again, buddy.
Yeah, I just celebrated my late birthday.
Really? When was your birthday?
On Monday.
Oh man! Well, happy birthday, belated.
Yeah, the 10.
Oh, that's awesome.
April 10, 1981.
Whoa! Wow, good job making it this far. That's awesome.
Yeah, I've already been in this city for like 10 months already.
Man, that's really, really good news. Thanks, George.
Yeah, you're welcome. That's all I want to say.
Okay. We're also joined by Justin Saltz from Columbia Industry. Good morning, Justin.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Doing well. Thanks for the Go Cougs in the background.
Right. It's right there. Yeah. I also had a birthday on the 12th.
Well, happy birthday. Today's birthday week.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Okay, we'll go through a couple things first. I think as everybody saw, we are now excited to be sponsored by Moon Security. Mike Miller from Moon Security has been a long time TRIDEC board member. Mike really stepped up and helped sponsor the program. We really appreciate it. Mike and his team at Moon Security do some great stuff. He showed the video there about some of the home security things that they offer. Also offer business services, probably the best customer service around that we know of. So we wanted to make sure we gave Mike and his team a good plug and really appreciate the sponsorship. And then Michael, you mentioned it before, but I'm really, blessed to be a new Columbia Industry board member, and I appreciate it. But when I came on board, I went through the kind of an orientation with another new board member, Valerie McCain. Valerie was the Bechtel Vit Plant project director and a tremendous leader in our community. Unfortunately, we lost Valerie. She passed away a number of weeks ago. And I just wanted to just honor Valerie. I mean, I know, Michael, when you did the orientation, which was awesome for both of us to come on to the Columbia Industry boards, we went next door to the community center, and just to see Valerie interact. I know George met her. I know, some of the other clients met her, and she was an amazing leader. I know that she was going to be doing great things for CI. She'd been on the TRIDEC board since she'd been in town, and she was really an inspirational leader for the whole Bechtel team. So I just wanted to pay tribute to Val and just honor what a tremendous person she was and what a great loss to our community it is. So Michael, if you have any other comments.
Yes, I'm so glad you did, Karl. We were so excited to bring Val on board. And that day that we did the orientation, it was pretty awesome because we went over, we'll talk about our community center for those that aren't familiar with it, but we went over there. So the Center for Social Inclusion, and just watching Val interact with our clients was incredible. What I loved, and I do not want to steal his thunder, is she did have a great conversation with George, and George has some pretty significant athletic wins, let's say. And Val was actually familiar, and before he could highlight how many wins he's had, she called out the number. She knew, and I just loved that she was 100% invested in what we were doing, but was excited to hear from our clients and what their pursuits included. So yeah, she's missed. She's missed.
Yeah, thanks for letting us take a little bit of time to make sure that we honored Val. As always on Coffee with Karl, we start off with our coffee mugs. So I think Tracy, who is the creator and the producer of Coffee with Karl, actually gave me this. It's from Ted Lasso, obviously, the Believe mug. I think it's good. I think as we talk about Columbia Industries, I think as we talk about all of our businesses, all of our families and communities, to believe in yourself, to believe in each other is obviously a huge thing. It's kind of the theme of the mug and the show. So I just wanted to kick off with that. And Michael, we'll go to you next to see what you got.
Yeah, so this is a mug my dad gave me. Oops, see if I can get it in there. It says, courage makes all things possible. Sorry, that's blurring out. So, I think when you look at it, we have to be big, we have to be bold, we have to be courageous if we're going to do some incredible things as a team. But when you look at our clients and some of the barriers and challenges they face, they also have to be courageous to overcome those. And we're right there in their corner. We've got their back, and we're seeing some incredible outcomes because of it.
That's perfect. Judy, did you have a mug you want to share with us this morning?
Yeah, I do have a mug. It is this one. My son and daughter-in-law are expecting a baby. They're going to be inducing on May 2nd. So I was at the baby shower, and there was a little game where the baby, little cartoons, the baby's in a diaper, and whoever found the poop won a prize.
Wow.
So I won the prize.
I'm so happy we're on your show, Karl.
Well, and I appreciate the explanation that.
Was inappropriate,
No.
it was funny.
I appreciate the explanation, because you could have just said, like, I have my poop mug, and then we wouldn't have known. So now we know. So thank you. Kaylee, how about you? Do you have a mug to share with us?
I do. So this is my boot mug that I got in Trier, Germany. My husband and I lived there for 3 years, and we got it at a Christmas market. And when you go to a Christmas market and you purchase the Glühwein, which is a hot wine, you get a mug from each Christmas market. And this is by far my favorite one. And they are all decorated. On the inside, it says always one more in German. So just cheers to that.
Perfect and very appropriate. That's awesome. Amy and George, you guys have a mug or a coffee story you want to share with us?
I brought mine. It says, bring me coffee and tell me I'm pretty. It was a gift from Kaylee, actually, as a birthday present. It makes me smile. I think it's a pretty bold statement for a coffee mug, but also who doesn't love caffeine and words of affirmation? So
there you go.
And I got myself some water.
All right.
It's his Louisville Slugger, he calls it.
Yeah, my Louisville Slugger.
Oh yeah. That's awesome. George, is it like a bat? Is it kind of like got a grip like a bat has on it or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
Justin, how about you? Oh, sorry, George.
Trying hard in
1999 coffee mug.
Yeah.
Because I want to party like it's 1999.
Don't we all?
If only John Waite was there.
Right.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, Michael probably lost the reference because, you know, Michael's very specific on his musical genres, but the rest of us that understand pop music to some degree appreciate the 1999.
That's terrible.
And Chef Derek Smith, thanks for joining us this morning. I think you might still be on mute, or you might not be connected to audio yet, Chef. It looks like it's working, but we'll come back to you. We'll come back to you. But Mike, let's go ahead and kick off the discussion. And thanks everybody for your stories and kind of getting back in the swing of things. Ironically, and we talked about it a little bit, this is Tridec's 60th anniversary. Moon Security is also celebrating their 60th anniversary, and I understand that Columbia Industries has also got their 60th going. So
absolutely,
what is Columbia Industries? And once you kick us off, Michael, give us the overview of what do you guys do?
Sure. So, you know, starting about 6 years ago, we were the, United Cerebral Palsy Association of Benton and Franklin counties. And in 1981, we changed our name to Columbia Industries. But kind of the heart and soul of what we've done has been vocational training, job placement, and of course, social inclusion, which is outstanding, you know, for our community and for those people that we're serving, and some really wide-ranging impacts there. But when you look at who we are, we're a social enterprise, meaning we're a nonprofit, we're a 501c3, but we're interested and we have businesses that generate a profit that help support our nonprofit mission services. So as you would have seen in that video, we have 3 for-profit businesses that we operate. So all 4 area roundtable pizzas, Paradise Bottled Water, and CI Information Management, as many people know as Shred. But then, you know, internally what we do is we're removing barriers to employment and social inclusion for individuals with disabilities and other life challenges. So we are truly working to build a more equitable community as we're serving a diverse population of people, and ultimately just building a better community for all of us to enjoy.
Oh, that's awesome. I like I said, as a new board member, I'm kind of learning everything that CI or Columbia Industry does, but I appreciate that uniqueness of the model where you've got the for-profit businesses that feed into the nonprofit. Is that, have you seen any other, you know, nonprofits that do that, or is that fairly unique?
It's pretty unique, at least from my perspective. I will say that, interestingly, I met with a CEO that has an organization over on the Olympic Peninsula that's doing very similar activities, working with individuals with disabilities and doing job placement, vocational training, which we do. And they had a shredding operation, just like we do. And I thought, boy, is that common in our industry? I came to find out that we actually helped them establish their shredding business. Yeah, it's kind of a crazy deal. So no, I think we're pretty unique in this space. I know as it relates to Opportunity Kitchen, when we get there, Kaylee, can talk about some of what we've seen, because there are some other similar operations, and those certainly can be revenue generating opportunities as well as training opportunities.
Oh, that's great. Let's go to Kaylee. As Michael talked about, CI has been very innovative over the years, and really continues to evolve. Like, how do you blend the for-profit and nonprofit together? Can you give us some examples of what new programs or initiative that you've been a part of?
Yeah, so I came on to CI as the community center manager. It was about 18 months old, and that community center is, like Michael said, a center for social inclusion. It's life enrichment, it's classes, it's a connection to the community. It came about to kind of bridge a gap where, you know, a lot of our clients are only working a couple days a week, and what do they do the rest of the week? And it kind of bridged that gap for them to be a place where they can meet with their peers and then connect with their community. And then as the time went on, it became apparent that we kind of needed to widen our stance. And we saw a lot of people that weren't fitting that mold that we had traditionally served. And so I was fortunate enough to be able to help start Opportunity Kitchen. That is our 12-week culinary vocational training program. We operate out of the Richland Federal Building. We operate the cafeteria there, and students go through the 12-week program, learning kind of the ins and outs of the culinary field, and then graduate with a certificate from us, and we help them with job placements. And then along with Opportunity Kitchen, we also developed Empowerment Place, which is a walk-in resource center here at CI. It's the first thing you see when you walk in our admin building, and it really acts as a funnel for us to help people find the right program. Also help them find critical resources in our community. If it's something that maybe we don't do in-house, we have a lot of partnerships that we do outreach with that we can send them to for, you know, all those critical resources, clothing, food, housing, those types of things.
That's cool. I mean, kind of a one-stop shop. If people in the community are looking for where do we go, a great place to start would be actually to CI's headquarters, Empowerment Place, and then you guys help channel them with and connect them with other resources.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's great. And you know, Michael, we talked about this, but we have two kids. Both of our kids are on the autism spectrum. They're both in public school now. But as we look forward to, you know, their transition into adulthood, it's just great to know that there's resources available, like what you guys offer at Columbia Industries. It's huge for our family. I know it's huge for the rest of our community, and we really appreciate that. Thank you. So we talked a couple of times, and Kaylee just gave a really good description of it about the community center. But Amy, can you give us maybe a little bit broader kind of understanding of what the community center is about, and what are some of the things that you guys are able to do and offer for your clients at the community center?
Yeah, so the community center is a place for persons with disabilities or developmental delays to have an environment that is fun and safe. And we offer things like horticulture, cooking classes, science, astrology, all kinds of fun things. Fridays, we go out into the community and have different experiences that way. So it's just a great place for primarily persons with disabilities after high school to have, you know, something to be involved in, you know, a place where they can meet other people and learn and grow and have a good time.
That's awesome. What do you love most about your job in operating the community center? Can you give us just a little glimpse of what motivates you and what it's like to be a part of the community center every day and your clients?
I pretty much love everything about my job, but we're just one big family over here. You know, all the clients are their family.
Yeah, I mean, I've just been there once, as I talked about in the orientation, but you could definitely tell that it felt like a home. You know, and I think it feels like it definitely was a home for all the clients and then everybody that works there too. It's a great environment, safe and accepting and really wonderful environment you guys have. So George, I want to go back to you if you're cool with a couple more questions.
Go ahead.
All right. So Michael talked about it before, but he mentioned that I think that you're a multi-sport athlete. And so can you tell us about, I think maybe you've won some medals that Michael was talking about. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, I I went winning medals since high school. You know, I got drafted in high school.
Really?
I was in high school since 1996, and I was like 13 years old. And
Oh, that's awesome.
I didn't play soccer since high school. I won like 10 championships in high school.
Whoa.
And
Whoa.
I'm gonna tell you, I've been in 2004. I started in Special Olympics. I started like I was like 10 years ago over there in high school. And then I didn't play soccer in Special Olympics. The one thing I do is softball and basketball.
Oh, okay.
I got like I got 69 medals.
69?
69.
Oh my gosh. Is that, I mean, I'm just trying to think of a picture. Like, can you put all those medals on at once? I mean, that's too many medals to wear at once, isn't it? Like, do you just have them displayed on a wall or somewhere, or what do you do with the medals?
To the wall, just get some good memories, you know. I don't want to think about nothing negative, just think something positive, and you know, just think about myself, and I don't want to think about some bad things about what happened in my career over there in LA.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I mean, those are words that we could all remember and live by. I appreciate that, George. Thank you.
There's some beautiful memories.
You bet. That's awesome. Well, great job, man. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So Chef Derek Smith, let's go to you. Thanks for joining us this morning. Oh, we still can't hear you. It's not, doesn't, can you guys hear Chef?
No.
No, we're still not able to hear you.
You know, we can do some bad lip reading. I've got the skill. We'll come up with some real creative stories for you, Chef. It's my hidden talent.
Well, Michael, as Chef works on getting connected, can you give us an overview of what Opportunity Kitchen and what, you know, the program at Chef operates at the Federal Building?
Yeah, super exciting. I know Kaylee mentioned this 12-week training program. So this culinary training program. So we have individuals that not only have disabilities, but other life challenges. So it could be somebody that was perhaps recently incarcerated, currently experiencing homelessness. Maybe they had a substance abuse issue, looking for a reset. And here, Chef is teaching life skills and knife skills, as he put it. I'm stealing his shtick here from him. But I absolutely love it. We're training up baristas. We run the coffee shop there in the Federal Building as well. And then he and his team are doing do catering as well, which is pretty incredible. But the life-changing impacts are awesome. Our job placement rate is pretty high coming out of that program. Hospitality has great needs. But one of the things I love is on the soft skills side of the training, these are transferable skills. And we've had some people go through the program that, you know, culinary arts is not their gifting, their desire, but it was a catalyst for these individuals to recognize that there's more for them in store in their lives. And now they have these soft skills, which are so important in our work environments, which is cool. We've hired some of our graduates, not only within Opportunity Kitchen. Chef has these individuals on his team. We've done job placement in Round Table Pizza, which we didn't buy those pizza establishments as direct employment opportunities, but we are leveraging them for that purpose, which is awesome. And then Judy is placed our graduates through this program into other opportunities here throughout the Tri-Cities. So it's just a dynamite program, and we all gather around food. We experience culture through food, but we've seen life change happen through food in this program.
Oh, that's great. That's really good. Judy, let's go to you next. Michael just talked about it, but you operate several different programs through CI Employment Services. Who does CI Employment Services serve specifically?
We serve individuals with all types of disabilities, whether it be intellectual, physical, mental, and work to find employment for each of them. We also do a
Oh, that's
school
great.
work program. So we work with students in the high school that
Okay.
have disabilities and IEPs.
Okay. How does the school to work program operate? And is there a, like, how old do the kids have to be, or the students have to be before they could get into the school to work program?
Well, our contract states 16 to 21 because the students can go to school until they're 21. However, most of the students we work with are 18 to 21. Finding employment, or these are internships. And so finding businesses that have the minor permit for anyone under 18 is sometimes a little difficult to do. And the way the program works is that each semester or quarter, depending on the school, the student does a type of job, type of employment. So it might be retail, and then they go next quarter, they would go to a restaurant. The next quarter, they may go to a car wash, so that throughout their tenure in school before they graduate, it gives them opportunities to build new skills and also decide on what direction they would like to go once they do graduate and go out into an employment field.
Oh, that's great. So it's not just only aligned with internal CI training programs, but then also kind of working outside of kind of the CI training to place them into other jobs and industries as well.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
And then oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to ask about, so it's not just placement, but then it's also kind of wraparound services. So offering support for students, but then also in the job placement for all of your clients. It's not just like get the training, get a job, but then don't you guys provide other supports for the clients as well?
Yes, we do. So we work with a number of different agencies, and most of them are contracted out. And so what we end up doing is we do what's called person-centered plans. We do employment plans. We do resume writing, mock interviews, assist clients with getting food handler cards or other things that they may need, and help them to job develop, follow up with employers in order to secure those jobs.
Well, and then
that's great.
Judy, too, though, you've got your case managers working directly with those clients for their success, through one of the programs, right? As they continue on their employment journey.
Right. Yeah. I have 3 employment specialists. I have kind of an assistant that has benefits planning, which all of our clients, if they're on Social Security, she'll assist them with doing their benefits planning, qualify them for our mental health programs. And then I have my school to work staff member that works specifically with the schools.
Oh, that's great. Like, as you identify businesses that would be a good, partner to work on, like the school to work program for internships, but then also for placement, what should employers know? Obviously, I think all of the services, the wraparound services you just listed, is a huge advantage, right? Like if an employer hasn't worked with one of your clients before, maybe they're just unsure, they don't know, but that seems like a big reason that it's not just hey, somebody shows up at your door and then you're on your own. There's all these other things that you do to make sure that there's success in that placement. Is that kind of the way you guys work?
Yeah, we partner with a number of different businesses, whether it be, restaurant, grocery stores, coffee shops, Lowe's, and we are there to get the clients going so that we can figure out the accommodations they may need. If they need a task list or a picture list, or if it's somebody with low vision, we can work at getting them, something to help them see better, and our businesses, school to work is kind of different because the students all have they're changing every quarter, and each student is looking for something different each quarter.
Sure.
And so we need a vast array of businesses that are willing to do these internships. When it comes to the other businesses, our clients, everything is specialized for them. It's what they want to do. It's not our choice and say, you're going to go here. We allow them to choose the direction they want to go. So it's always nice to have businesses that are, open to working with people with disabilities. And if they do hire somebody that has a disability, they're eligible for the work opportunity tax credit, which can give them a write-off at the end of the year. After a specific amount of hours. And I believe they can do that for 2 to 3 years.
Okay. Is that a federal program or a state program? Like, does it affect your B&O tax, or is it a state income tax program?
I'm not sure if it's federal or state. Yeah, but
okay.
I believe it's state because it most of the time it goes through our Division of Vocational Rehabilitation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. I think that's really good to know. And I was just thinking of, besides Michael, our friendship and relationship, and it's always great to see you and just to learn more about Columbia Industries, but thinking about, what we do at TriDec and economic development. And I think that these services that you guys collectively offer at Columbia Industries is a really good representation of our community, right? So, as we work with companies that are coming now globally from around the world to look at the Tri-Cities to open up their business in manufacturing and green technologies and stuff, to be able to better represent the programs that are available through our community and what our community represents. You guys are a perfect example of that. I mean, it really means something. When employers come to town, they want to know how good are your schools, what about workforce, where are you on cost of living, housing, infrastructure, all these specific things. But to be able to give a more rounded view of our community is a huge benefit to us collectively, and to share the great work that you guys are doing, hopefully opens up more opportunities and more doors for people that would be open to saying like, hey, I'd love to work with CI and work with some of their clients, which would be great.
Yeah, I appreciate those thoughts, Karl. I mean, when we look at those employers, all the things you mentioned when they're coming in, healthcare, schools, is this, what's quality of life look like here? We run into so many individuals, families, you just mentioned it yourself, that have people under their care that need services that organizations like ours provide. So really important when people are scoping out, is this going to be the right fit for me and my family? So even with existing employers, knowing when we talk about retention opportunities beyond recruitment, that there's these opportunities here in our community. But I love where you were going with this too, in terms of job placement, is so many organizations now, whether they have some diversity, equity, and inclusion initiative or goal they're pursuing, or just understand the value in it, it's pretty cool. So what we hear repeatedly from employers when we place our clients, so Judy will work to find these job opportunities, and maybe it's job carving. Well, we find a new opportunity. Maybe it was the other duties as assigned, and we slice off that piece, and their employees are now faced where they really are productive and love to do what it is that they're called to do. But now our clients have an opportunity. The really cool thing is for the staff of these organizations that employ our clients, you have this modern workforce that is looking for organizations that are investing in the social well-being of the communities that they represent or are a part of. And so this is a big step forward in that space. So there's some real good wins for organizations when they do this. And I think for the staff, they have a really cool opportunity to invest in somebody else, as maybe they're helping with training or mentoring. But what they don't see coming is that our clients, and we hear this again and again, invest in everybody around them. This is why I love going to the community center and visiting Amy and our clients. They put a smile on my face, brightens my day. And our clients are so excited to have these employment opportunities. They show up on time, they're committed to the work, and they invest in everybody around them. So when we do this, we have this greater opportunity to retain our key staff, attract new talent. We have this thriving workplace culture that can develop that leads to greater outcomes, and ultimately, when we're working, whether it's across the counter or however we serve clients, that client experience and meeting your customers is improved. And then you have greater lifetime value of those customers, meaning they stay loyal and they spend more money with your organization. So all the way around, it's just this winning proposition.
Yeah, no, that's a great way to put it. Chef Derek, I know you got your microphone working, but I wanted to go to Justin really quick. We haven't talked to Justin yet. So Justin, you're a business division manager at the CI Federal Building operations, but I understand that you originally came to CI as a client, and I wondered if you wouldn't mind sharing your story. And obviously, strong Cougar connection, which we all really appreciate. But tell us more about how you came into your role with CI, and maybe a little bit about what you do for CI.
Sure. So disabilities isn't just my job, it's part of my life. When I was born, I had a stroke during birth, which gave me cerebral palsy. So I had to take like speech therapy, physical therapy, and all that good stuff to even have a normal life. After I graduated high school in 1996, I had difficulty finding work. So the Division of Vocational Rehabilitation with the state got me involved with Columbia Industries through their Columbia Industries employment services, where they trained me in interviewing skills and how to write resumes and stuff. They got me a summer job working for the Marcia Dimes as an office assistant. I graduated CVC in 1999, and then I went on to WSU Tri-Cities. I graduated from Pullman in 2002 with a degree in social sciences. But after graduating, I still struggled on getting work. It was really hard. A lot of people, when they hear that you have a disability, they think of you as like subhuman, like you're not capable of doing any work. In 2003, my first son was born. In 2005, he was diagnosed with autism. So, here I am struggling to find work. And in 2007, I heard my aunt worked for Columbia Industries. And so I applied and I got a job working as a facilitator in their packaging department. We packaged wine for St. Michelle's. And then an opportunity opened up at the federal building working in the VA clinic as a night supervisor. So I transferred over there in 2008. And then I became the business division manager for the program. I really feel that God gave me this job. I'm really blessed to have this job and succeed at it. My program services 12 people with with disabilities, and then of course myself and my case manager, we both have disabilities, so there's only 2 people that actually work with me that don't have disabilities. And so my goal is always to be like almost 100% disabled work, and we provide all the cleaning at the federal building, restrooms, offices, kitchens, all that stuff. We also provided COVID response cleaning during the pandemic, which we did specialized cleaning throughout the whole building, making sure we disinfected every part of the building.
Wow, that is awesome. That just to hear your story and the things that you went through, but yet you still persevered and you still had the earlier connection and then kind of came back with Columbia Industries to get where you're at. I mean, congratulations. It's a great story and great achievements for you and your family.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other stories about like your team, maybe some of the successes that you've had in the work that you guys do, like the federal building or in some of the other operations that you manage?
Sure. So we recently hired an individual, another WSU graduate. I believe his bachelor's degree is in English, and he has like a 3.8 GPA. But again,
wow.
He struggled finding work. So he came to us and got a job working at our night crew VA clinic. We've had individuals in the past that we've placed in jobs out in the community. One individual went on to work, I believe she works at HAPO as a janitor. And then we have another individual that she worked here and she left to go get a job at the Pasco School District being a bus aide, helping other people with
Oh, wow.
disabilities ride the
Yeah.
bus.
Yep. That's awesome. That's our son Henry gets picked up every morning on the bus, and his bus aide comes off and greets him, and kind of helps him get up in the bus. And I know about bus aides very well. It's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, Chef, let's give it one more shot. Good morning. Nope.
I think you said, Karl, you're amazing. He's a big fan, and go John Waite. Is that? I think that's what I saw he said.
I think you're right. I think that was exactly it, Michael. Chef, I'm sorry, we're still not able to hear you.
Such a bummer.
But Michael's doing a pretty good job of interpreting, I think.
I'll do my best. So little known facts about Chef Derek Smith. He's super passionate about food, the team that he works with. I mean, you just, this morning I was giving a panel presentation before I jumped on here, and Loanne Ayers, the CEO over there at United Way, was singing his praises. He's obviously where he needs to be, doing the thing he needs to do, because he's got a passion for people and a passion for food, and it's a wonderful, wonderful combination. Oh, and he's a drummer.
Clearly he's at the right place.
Yep.
Well, that's great. I mean, and Michael, for the work that Chef does at Opportunity Kitchen, coming from your previous job at Visit Tri-Cities, and I know at our economic outlook that Tridec does every year, your successor, I guess, Kevin from Visit Tri-Cities, shared that the hospitality industry has been doing better. So, through COVID, big struggle and just getting people to come to work, and a lot of challenges in the workforce side. Sounds like it's getting better, but I got to think that the quality of applicant that Chef's turning out of Opportunity Kitchen is really, it's got to be pretty well respected and appreciated by the industry locally.
Well, I would believe so. Kaylee might be able to speak to this well.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's something that is really important to us. And I know Chef, he lives, sleeps, breathes, and eats food. And that is just him in a nutshell. He's very passionate about it, and he gives that to the students, and he encourages them to be explorers. And that's why we've had an 80% success rate in job placement. And in job retention. And so, they make everything from scratch in the kitchen, most everything. And so the students really are getting a well-rounded education. And so when they go to an employer, that employer knows the quality that they're going to get in an entry-level employee. They know that they can get in the kitchen and kind of fill in different aspects of the line, and that they're not going to have issues. And then they know that they can come back to us if there is anything for any retention issues or any supports that this student might need.
Oh, that's awesome. And that's a good point too, is not only are they learning the skills and how to do things like prepare the food from scratch, but then also they're operating the Opportunity Kitchen that's there in the federal building. So, right. I mean, I know, Michael, you and I first started talking about the potential for me to join the board. You invited me to lunch there, and so we ordered. I mean, it's an operating kitchen. Folks who work in the federal building, especially and locally, come by for lunch, which was delicious and amazing. I think I had my hamburger. I think it was maybe Wagyu beef. I mean, it was just incredible, right? Like delicious, amazing hamburger. So
and nothing but healthy. That hamburger.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
That's right.
It was pretty cool. And we had a recent graduate that had been incarcerated and was excited about an employment opportunity. But one of Chef's team had gone through the program, had been incarcerated for years. And last year, when we were getting ready for our gala, we had filmed a video with her, and I had never heard the full story, and she shared it. And what was exceptional is, if I remember this right, and anyone on the team here can correct me if I'm wrong, but her father had a life of incarceration, and so here we have this pattern. But her kids were so proud of their mom and what she accomplished through this program, and now what she's doing for a career, that they're promoting this to their friends. And I think that if this truly was generational, whatever that thing was has been broken down, and it's because somebody was given an opportunity to do something pretty cool, and now they're flourishing.
Wow. I think that's a great story, Michael. And I think it relates to all the things that we're talking about, right? Whether it's individuals with disabilities, whether it's maybe folks that had some challenges and were incarcerated, but getting the support that you get from Columbia Industries and these wraparound services that you guys provide through all the different parts of your program that we've described, that's huge for anybody to make those changes in their life. And I think just the family atmosphere, right? Which whether anybody has that family support at home or whether they receive it from the team at Columbia Industries, that's really critical to helping people change their life, have better outcomes, or just to take that next step in life. And that's clearly, I think, in these stories what I'm learning about, and hopefully can become a better board member, to help with some of the goals and missions about that. But what great stories. I really appreciate it.
Well, it's awesome. And Karl, we were, as a team, we were working on strategic plan. And then of course we worked with the board. You were a part of that process, but something that was pretty cool. We were in this process and there was probably maybe 20 of us. So we had people that were part of our leadership team, but also we had people that were kind of number twos in a lot of regards for our different divisions. And it was Justin's right hand, who, for me, from my perspective, just looking out at how this individual operated, I thought this was an individual on Justin's team that was without a disability. I had no knowledge that there was a backstory on this individual. And we're sitting there as a group, and she shared that she used to walk with a cane. And I said, when did you stop walking with a cane? Because she seems very, she's got great mobility. And she said, when I was employed by CI. So she had this opportunity. She had a life-changing experience, and now she's helping serve, and it's pretty outstanding.
That's really cool. Michael, we talked about the specific programs for the clients and the training and the placement and all the other parts of the program, but can you talk a little bit about the structure of the for-profits? I think you mentioned there were 3 for-profits, and I'm pretty sure it was highlighted in the video. I think maybe you gave some, I don't know exactly what it was, but it was a cool hand gesture. Could you talk about how does that work? Like, I mean, people go like for-profit, nonprofit, like how do you integrate those? How does that part of the business work?
Yeah, such a great question. So kind of if we think about our funding, excuse me, a 3-legged stool, if you will. So Judy's programs, for instance, it's alphabet soup, but DDA, DVR, FCS. So we have these programs where we receive reimbursements through the state or through the county. One of the challenges for us is DDA, for instance, the rates haven't been adjusted since 2011, so they haven't paced with any of our needs. So we need other ways to support our endeavors. I'm sorry. I felt myself about to cough there. These for-profit businesses, so truly a unique model, to help offset these expenses, to help us expand mission services and ultimately take care of more people. So we have these 3 independently operating for-profit businesses that help fund our nonprofit mission services. And one of the things that we've done recently, we've had success, with Roundtable. Again, that wasn't purchased to be an employment vehicle, an opportunity for direct employment for us. But we're finding those opportunities in there. Our management teams over there, of course, welcome it, which is outstanding. We really haven't done that with Shred or Paradise, but we are now. As we were working through our strategic plan and talking about our vision for the organization, those direct employment opportunities are so important to us. And of course, as we work with organizations throughout our community, but when we're doing it internally, it just creates greater mission alignment. So we're really excited about what the future holds with those businesses. And then the other piece I mentioned, it was kind of a 3-legged stool with our funding. So here we have these for-profit businesses helping to fund our nonprofit mission services. But between that and the programs through the state and the counties, that carries part of the weight. But without community support, philanthropy, those organizations that partner with us and sponsor us in some form or fashion, or individual contributions, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. And those partnerships are so valuable too. Sometimes it's families, of course, that have someone in their life that's under their care. Some people understand the value it provides to the Tri-Cities community. Some of our corporate partners, though, we're exploring people that are already investing in us. How could we partner outside of just the financial contributions, which are so important? But is there something else we could do in terms of a direct employment opportunity or program development? And those are kind of the conversations that we're having right now that we're excited about.
Yeah, that, like we said
Hey,
before,
not to
so
interrupt,
unique and
not to
so.
interrupt.
No, go ahead.
Valerie just walked in, and maybe she could share a little bit about her story.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi, Valerie.
Hi.
So Valerie,
Yeah.
we're talking about our stories of people with disabilities, you know, coming to Columbia Industries, and it helped us, you know, achieve our goals. And, you know, Michael was mentioning you and how you used to walk with a cane before you came work for me.
I did. I had a car accident that did some damage to my legs. And so, yeah, when I started with the company, I was walking with a cane. And because of the company being very supportive and encouraging me to keep going, I've now walked without a cane for over 10 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah.
This company really encourages everybody to, you know, if you're having struggles or anything like that, they work with you.
Yeah. That's so great, Valerie. Thank you for sharing that with us. That's really
Thank
cool.
you. Bye, everybody.
Okay. Bye. Thank you. Oh, that's great. Michael, I think I've made it through all the cheat sheet that you sent me, so to make sure that I was a good board member and asked the right questions. But we got a few minutes before we wrap up. But anything else you or the rest of the team that we haven't talked about Columbia Industries that you just like to share with everybody out in the Tri-Cities community and make sure that we just have a good understanding of what you guys do? Is there anything we haven't talked about that we should include today?
I'd encourage the team to jump in here. There's one thing I do want to say though, is I witnessed George take on a big, bold, courageous endeavor, and he jumped into the freezing cold Columbia River for the polar plunge, which was just, oh yes, it was pretty outstanding.
George, how was that? Was it cold?
I was like screaming to Mercy, said, Jesus, help me.
He really was.
And then the boss Amy was telling me, he said, why he jump in the water by himself. I was like sneaking in like crazy.
We were all supposed to jump in together, and it came up to be our turn, and George just swan dived off the dock into the water.
Yeah, pretty incredible.
So I would
Not that it's
just
not
like,
LA, so it's a little bit colder than he expected.
Yeah, that's cold water.
I would just like to say that if there are employers out there who would love to work with people with disabilities, please contact us at Columbia Industries. We're always looking for those businesses that specifically want to work with people with disabilities. And one of the things Michael had brought up is retention. So once we find a job for someone, depending on the program with DBR, we will work up to 90 days with the client to maintain that employment and make sure all accommodations are put into place. Now, if it's DDA, once we find them a job, as long as they maintain that job, we will come in and check on them at least once a week, making sure. And if we have to be on site with them, we will be. And then our FCS, which is our mental health program, we have basically a 6-month contract with our mental health clients, and we see them about 1.5 hours a week. And once we find them a job, we will continue to work with them, and if necessary, renew their contract in order to help them maintain their employment too. So a lot of good things from hiring someone with disabilities and the support that is there continually.
That's really good. And it's an important point. Thanks for bringing it up, because we did want to make sure that, you know, anything we can do to help make connections. And obviously that's a huge help. Businesses that would be interested in working with Columbia Industries and your clients, that's a great opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and kind of along those lines, Carl, I know we've talked about it a little bit, but as we're seeing larger employers come to town, but it could be employers that currently exist here. If there's a opportunity for us to develop a vocational training program that's going to satisfy their employment needs and the employment needs of the person in our community, we'd love to explore that. And we're looking at opportunities to expand our mission services there. And Amy's operation, we have something called CI Solutions, where we have a federal contract. We're producing, we call them welding hoods, but they're the socks that go under the hoods.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for the U.S. Navy, for the naval shipyards in Bremerton, Washington. We'd love to work with the unions here in the Tri-Cities or otherwise to produce those hoods and provide more employment opportunities, and it helps support the services that we provide through the community center.
That's a great
We're
example.
also wanting to expand beyond just supplying those welding hoods to the Navy, but also local welders unions, painting companies, cleaning companies, construction companies, anybody out there that would need that extra protection. We want to be able to help provide that.
That's great. Such great service for the Navy, and then hopefully be able to expand it. That's really cool.
I'd like to add something too. Currently, we have 3 janitorial positions open. So if you have a disability and you like an opportunity to come work, please apply at Columbia Industries.
That's great. Thanks, Justin. Okay, well, I think we're close enough. Let's kick off our ending today. And I think first of all, I just want to thank Michael, you and the collective Columbia Industries team. This has been really great. And like we said before, huge connection, I think, between what we do in economic development, trying to showcase our community, the work that you guys do is appreciated by our community. And, we stand ready to help out any way that we can, make these connections with potential employers, and then be able to show off our community as we talk to new companies that are interested in coming in. Big shout out to Mike Miller and Moon Security. Congratulations on 60 years. We're all celebrating our 60th this year. That's great. But as we close out, I just want to tell each and every one of you guys thanks for the work that you do for Columbia Industries, and then thanks for joining us today. But if you wanted to leave folks in our community with one thought or one idea, like what should you remember about Columbia Industries, let's just go around the room and start with that. And Derek, should we try it again? You think we can hear you? Yeah, still not. Michael, what do you got for interpretation?
I think what he would say is that truly the work that we're doing with the partnership is building a more inclusive community when we're embracing the diversity that makes our community so unique, and ultimately creating greater equity and a thriving community that all of us get to enjoy. Did I nail it, Derek? Is that what you said?
Yeah, Derek, well said. That's Michael. So Michael, when I get back to you, make sure you say something different. So
thank you. Oh man.
Okay. Judy, how about you? What should people take away and learn and remember about Columbia Industries?
Well, I think that all people with disabilities or not want to be included, want to feel that they have a place in society and want to work and do things like everyone else. And finding that acceptance within the community is what's most important. Columbia Industries is just a class act. They stand behind their mission and their values and their employees. And so they're just a great company to work with. Yeah.
That's really well said. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us today. Kaylee, what should people remember about Columbia Industries?
I think, just that we are here to make an impact, both in our community and in individual lives. And we've obviously seen multiple stories here today of what that's done for our clients and our staff members. And, that partnering with us is an impact for other businesses and people in our community. And so, join us if you'd like to continue to make that impact.
That's perfect. Thank you. Justin, what should we take away from Columbia Industries? What do you want us to know and remember?
I would like to say, if you have a disability and you're struggling, you need help, you need guidance, employment, inclusion, social interaction, you should come to Columbia Industries. You should take advantage of what they have to offer to help you better your life.
That's really, really well said. Thank you. And thanks for joining us today, Justin. And go Cougs.
Go Cougs.
There you go. Amy and George, what should we take away about Columbia Industries? Amy, do you want to go first? Or George?
Looks like George does.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Columbia Industries, when the first day I visited here, I was like liking it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was liking it.
That's awesome. You still like it?
Yeah, I like it. You know,
Cool.
I got a lot of friends. I don't got a lot of
Yeah.
enemies, just like my old city, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
That's awesome.
I respect.
George, thanks for joining us today.
All right,
yeah.
I think everybody has pretty much nailed it. We are an organization that is here to enhance and enrich your life.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, Michael, bring us home.
All right. Yep. So this team and our colleagues within this building and our partners throughout the community truly are helping us empower individuals so they can lead their best life, have life success. As Amy just mentioned, that leads to life enrichment and ultimately the respect that everybody is due. I'm excited about the work we're doing.
That's really good. Well, thanks everybody for joining us today. We really appreciate your time and we appreciate your work that you're doing for your clients and for our entire community in the Tri-Cities. Everybody have a great weekend, and we'll be back with Coffee with Karl in 2 weeks, and we'll let you know who's up in between now and then. So you guys, thanks a lot. Take care. Have a good weekend.
Thank you so much, Karl.
Thank you.
You bet.